Film club.
That's rather depressing. And now on to something more depressing.
What, Vantage Point?
Yep.
Thank you very much for joining us in an episode of Film Club. I'm one your host, Andy Harrison. To my right, as always, it's the slightly depressed, very red, and utterly broken Andy Donaldson.
Indeed.
How are you doing today?
I can't walk.
Andy ran half a marathon. Every single week in Film Club, we invite you along to watch a film with us. We dive into some of cinema's best by coming back here to talk it out. Andy struggled to get back here this week, but you're here. You struggled to get here. You pushed through the pain to talk about Vantage Point.
You know what I just realised I did? When you said that, like, oh, I did the thingy. I did the university challenge where not the camera, take a drink if I answered the question.
What's university challenge? I know what university challenge is, but what do you mean the...
Do you know the typical university challenge? You answer a question, then nod at the camera and do a drink, as in like a victory sort of thing.
Like,
Yeah. Well, a bit less smug, but yeah. So Vantage Point. I had the amazing idea, let's watch Vantage Point because there's ties between Dread and our next film that we'll tell you at the end. Interestingly, it's not a good film.
well, okay, do the rundown. What's Vantage Point about?
Fuck's sake. Vantage Point is basically about a president that gets assassinated, but actually doesn't get assassinated through many different perspectives, and then there's a car chase, and then it's the end of the film.
My favourite thing about that summary, that's it.
It's fucking, oh my God. Can I just rant, right?
Yeah, go on.
Vantage Point is supposed to be a film of getting from A to B through different perspectives, but it doesn't achieve that because what it does is you go through perspective, you get right to the point of how you get to B, but it goes, we're not going to tell you there, we're going to go back and see it through this guy that's completely irrelevant, it's not really a thing, there's a tiny little link, which is, I saw you in the crowd, and you're the one with the camera, Forrest Whitaker, and then we'll go through Forrest Whitaker's, and he's like, I saw this, and it turns out the actual end plot is nothing relevant to all the different perspectives that everyone had, it's just trying to tie you on for a fucking thriller film that's 90 minutes long, that should be 30 minutes long, for fuck's sake, and the car chase at the end, I mean, this is the same director who did Quantum of Solace, right?
Is it?
I think so. I'm sure I read it somewhere.
You carry
on. Yeah, thank you. There's a tie to Quantum of Solace because at the end you have like that car scene, and it reminds me of the car scene at the start of Quantum of Solace, which is, you know, what we'll say. Is it? No, I might have got it wrong.
Quantum of Solace.
There's some. Right, I take that back. There's some sort of tie between this and Quantum of Solace, and I can't remember for the life of me. And I was just thinking that makes sense because it's so chaotic, that car scene, and it's irrelevant at parts. It goes around the corner, does this, does that. There's twice a guy falls over a car, which is like, well, you've already done that. So like, what's the wow factor of the second time? Like the thrilling aspect of him getting knocked over by a car. That's the guy that fancies the woman. And then the actual car chase themselves, it amounts to nothing. It amounts to the fact that this film builds itself to be potentially something great, and it just fails. You look at something like Crash, a great film like Crash. It was that not perfect, but look at the ways that the characters interact in that, and they all have their own inner stories. They all meet and expand away through different points in lives, and they're all tied together. That is a really good example of having an ensemble cast all tied together through different plots and coming together at different moments. Vantage Point isn't. Vantage Point is a concept of getting A to B and then just leading you on through fucking stupid thrills.
Yeah, so Vantage Point is like, I think that's a good point. Vantage Point is a really great concept. Like, let's take this moment of political drama, this moment of televised media drama, and what we'll do is we'll look at different points of view to help flesh out that story and help reveal more information. Conceptually, that's really cool. Like, conceptually, I would have been happy if this entire film almost took place in the media van, you know, when they're
really
in front of all the screens.
Yeah.
I didn't really know the concept of this film, so like 10 minutes in when we're still
like different
inside
cameras,
the van,
perspectives and stuff like that.
I thought, this is going to be so cool. We're going to be like inside this broadcast van the entire film.
Yeah.
And when it rewound and told from a different point of view, I wasn't disappointed, but I was like, okay, this is also interesting. You know, seeing the film from different people's different point of views, how each person can reveal new information about the other. And you're right, it doesn't. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Is that all these stories don't connect properly. What you get instead is an hour of repetition.
Yep.
Followed by half an hour of one of the most generic Hollywood action sequences I've seen for a long time.
You've worded that brilliantly. I was trying to find a way of saying generic Hollywood action sequence. That is the perfect way to describe that horrible, horrible car chase, because it's like, yeah, I've seen this just before. Look like the repetition you had in the previous parts with A to B, and then now you're trying to get this car chase, which is a repetitive of, like, it's just the fucking basic, man. Come on.
Which, it's a shame, because they've got a great cast here.
That's it. They've got like potentially ensemble cast. You got angry Dennis Quaid. You've got Matthew Fox from Lost. Those will probably recognise him.
We got to go back. That's a Lost reference.
Cool.
From like 2017.
Forrest Whitaker, whom I love, and in this film, it's not that he's bad or anything like that. It's just the fact that like his character is pretty much irrelevant. Sigourney Weaver, who, to be fair, great name like this. She has a great role in the start, and then she's just gone.
Zoe Saldana?
Zoe Saldana, who, again, has great potential, great role, builds up a character to be someone protesting against the TV, like, I want to get my sayings out, and Sigourney Weaver's like, no, you're not paid for that, you're not paid for your opinion, and then she dies.
Was Zoe Saldana at that point? Or was she...
I don't know, this is the thing, I don't know whether she's an upcoming actress, whether she was big.
Her role in this is
2000. This is 2008, when did Avatar come out?
Well, hang on, she had Avatar, Star Trek, and then Guardians after that. So like Avatar and Star Trek at a similar sort of time, didn't she?
So I would argue that Zoe Saldana was Zoe Saldana at this point. I'll find out anyway.
And
anything
what again? I was that moment where like we actually cut away from the broadcast room, and I had this hope that actually we're about to cut to Zoe Saldana and she's about to get up.
Yeah.
And like the feeds have been cut, but now she's going to see information that they haven't seen.
Exactly.
Sorry, go on.
So actually, I take that back. This is Zoe Saldana just before Star Trek, a year before Avatar, and then you got films like The Losers, which I enjoyed, good film, and then it comes on to stuff like obviously Avengers, Guardians, then Avengers.
Yeah, she got huge off of that sort of stuff.
So like this, to be fair, is pre-major Zoe Saldana. But my point was, and some were cast, and what did they do? Dennis Quaid, I like the guy. I think he's a good actor.
He can be, yeah.
All he does in this film is go...
He looks shocked occasionally.
Like, fucking hell. I mean, that's, for me, it's a perfect example of like a really good actor being directed terribly.
Yeah. So,
Case in point, a fucking shocking film, which is The Happening. Fucking, what did you do to Zoe Deschanel?
Okay, this is what shocks me the most, right? When we watched Dredd last week, Pete Travis showed great potential as a director.
And action was awesome.
Action was awesome. And to his credit, Dredd was made after Vantage Point.
Yeah.
But it just kind of shocked me going back to Vantage Point how much it kind of is poorly directed. Like, I think the script has good intentions.
Yeah.
The script isn't great.
The script needs work because it needs to tie them together.
Exactly. But it's got good intentions. And he never quite capitalizes on that as a director. And like I said, all those cast members, I think, are a little bit wasted. No one really brings in a great performance. Even the moments, the beats, the things that are supposed to be like reveals, like Matthew Fox being the bad guy.
Oh, God.
That's supposed to be this like really sort of like bomb, bomb, bomb. You're supposed to click everything in your head. But he didn't actually give Matthew Fox enough screen time early on for us to establish like who he is and what he's about, and almost like get his image into people's heads. And that reveal is so sloppily handled. He has to use like flashbacks to footage that like no one in the room should know about.
Exactly.
Like we have to cut away to another character's flashback.
So a great example of the Matthew Fox reveal is when he comes in and the president's actually, the double's been shot, the president's in a room, and there's a guy who comes in, shoots everyone, and kidnaps the president. If, on the off chance, he takes his mask off out of shot, and then you see the president open his eyes, and then you see that through CCTV, and you see that reveal through Matthew Fox through CCTV, that would have been quite a cool way to go about that.
Can you not say president? I need you to say POTUS.
Oh, Christ.
That drove you to the wall. POTUS is safe. POTUS is safe.
Oh, yeah. But anyway, my point
Call
is,
him
like,
president.
Just shit like that, where, like, instead we have an actor that we haven't had probably less screen time with. I mean, there's obviously 3 or 4 of them that are, like, the actual baddies, and he's like, where's my brother? Where's my brother? And it's just like, I have no connection
and
with
we
you.
knew the brother was dead. So it was like, the whole thing's just a very, very messy film.
Yeah, it's just...
It needed more time. It needed more thought, more time, more planning. I'd like to see a film in this vein that gets the concept better.
Interesting you should say that.
So, this has
been referenced to another film that...
You can let us know down below what you thought of Vantage Point. If you love Vantage Point, let us know why.
Please
because
do.
like I'd love to hear what people actually take away from this. And is there somebody out there who
I actually got this recommendation when I first watched it years ago of someone I knew. And they said this is my favourite film. So I watched it, and back then I can't remember what I thought back then. Revisiting it.
If you're Andy's mate, let us know why Vantage Point is your favourite film. But Andy and I are going to be back once again next week where we take a look at something in a similar vein. The Vantage Point took a lot of inspiration from, and maybe a bit more inspiration should have been taken. We're going to have a look at Rashomon.
Kurosawa.
So excited.
Same. I can't wait.
Until then, you can get watching.
But don't watch Vantage Point.
No.